What's going on? It's your man, DJ Big Mike.
And Monroe Nutrition's own, we are Monroe, Jeff Copi.
This is Beyond the Tracks podcast, your podcaster's favorite podcast. Gentlemen. First, I have to say, Jeff, you are the official, unofficial co-host now of BTT.
Okay, all right. I'm cool with it.
With that being said, you got to shorten your name a little bit.
Okay, all right. King of Monroe. We'll go to that.
We're not going to have you doing all that.
Okay, all right.
We're not going to have you doing all that. Well, I don't know. We got TJ the mayor.
Okay.
Maybe you can be like Councilman Copi.
Y'all not gonna tell them about this rock, paper, scissors y'all just did?
No. We got to introduce you first. you coming in hot, brother. You coming in hot. But yeah, man, we have some very, very special guests today. We got some young fellas like you.
Like me? Yeah.
Doing big ass things.
Oh, yeah.
And when I say big, I mean big. We have Willie Whittaker in the building, aka Hooter, my mans. And if you could see my man to his right, it is the man. Jerome Baker is in the building. Yes, Miami Dolphins, Jerome Baker. He's from Cleveland and he went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
So what's going on, fellas?
Everybody
What's going
can't be
on?
perfect,
You know. What's good, fellas? What's good? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good. Happy to be back in Monroe for sure.
For sure.
Yep.
This is
Good to have you back.
This is our city. We running this today.
Yeah, I see.
I know we got Cleveland in the house, and both of y'all brothers look a little swole, but I got people, so all I got to do is kind of.
Now, I mean,
that's how we like it.
So yeah, man. To get it started, let me go ahead and hit our sponsors off real quick. As always, we have 8 Mile Vodka, born in Detroit. Shout out to the Tomey brothers, the Berkeley brothers, and my man, Mikey Shue, a.k.a. 8 Mile Mikey. We have JC's Quality Construction. He does everything from the 2x4 to the key to the front door. You can hit him up at 734-652-9715. Tell him Beyond the Tracks podcast sent you, and he will give you 15% off all material. We also have Spooky Films. If you don't know who he is, you better figure it out. He's the one that did our intro video, and it's fire. We also have today's episode is brought to you by Monroe Nutrition.
Let's go. We are Monroe.
We are Monroe. Let's go. So let's get right into it, fellas. First and foremost, I want you guys to introduce yourselves. Tell the people who may not know who you are, what you do, and then we'll kind of just go from there. Gotcha. Hooter, you want to start it off?
Yeah, I'll go first. So my name's Willie. Everybody calls me Hooter. From Cleveland, Ohio, 27 years old. And I've been in the multi-level marketing business for 6 years now. I started when I was 21. Before that, I was a college athlete. You know, I had a full ride scholarship to play football. I was actually kicked out of school twice. So after that's when I went to my entrepreneurship lane and started that. Right now I have a beautiful 7-year-old daughter named Arya, and she's been my biggest motivation, you know what I'm saying? And my best friends too, just having them. The one thing that I like to say is, for me, the foundation is just having that community, the family aspect, to always be there, whenever, just for instance, if you entrepreneur or whatever you do, you play sports, having that to fall back on, that's like the biggest key thing that we try to build up, It's something for me that was always most important, that supported me in life.
Nice.
Love that.
Jerome, what about you, sir?
My name is Jerome Baker, Cleveland, Ohio, 26, went to Ohio State, didn't finish, I left early, I left after my junior year.
Well, there's a good reason for that.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy for that. Got drafted to the Dolphins. Been there for 5 years, going on my 6th year. I'm a simple guy. I love giving back to the community. That's really what my heart is at. I love my family. I love spending time just with my family, friends. I'm very simple, but just trying to get better every day.
That's what's up.
He ain't kidding either. Just chill. Like from when they got in last night to, I mean, just the chillest dude.
It wasn't.
ever.
It wasn't no
Yeah.
like 25 girls jumping out of limo.
I ain't saying I don't know what happened after I left, but I'm just saying
I'm sorry. That's a Hooter party.
that is a Hooter party.
I seen birthday pics. That's what's good. Yeah, fellas, I just want to get into your life's journey. What kind of how you started, how you grew up, that kind of stuff. I think people want to hear that story. You know what I'm saying? So, Jerome, I'll let you go ahead and start this one off.
Yeah, so I said like my life started, what I really remember is when I first moved I lived in Maple Heights, that's a suburb of Cleveland. And I first started playing football, I was about six or seven. And that's really pretty much where it started. I started playing football. Football was always like my outlet of everything. Got to high school. I went to Bennington High School, all boys school, small, very. Everybody knew each other. It was one of those type schools. Only 300 of us in the whole school. I went to Ohio State.
Sounds like Monroe.
Yeah, so I went to Ohio State. It was a wake up, going to a small boys school to Ohio State. It's a big jump, but I learned a lot. Learned a lot about myself. Had a daughter. Ended up getting drafted. And honestly, man, when I got drafted, it was like my whole life kind of, changed. It was everything changed from, being the youngest of the family to now, I asked to take care of everybody. Everybody's looking at me for a lot of answers. Not just, with money, just with, when you have that type of success, everybody's just wondering, how you do it, what you're doing right. And you just had to learn and grow and, be that person for everybody. And I definitely took some bumps and bruises, but honestly, man, I just take this approach of if I just get better every day, I'll be fine. So that was the approach I had. And
well, I have to say that I know you had a very strong influence in your life. And we're going to talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, who are you talking about?
The infamous video.
Where my mama?
Where my mama at?
Yeah. So I definitely say my mom, but really honestly, both my parents. My dad, he don't get all the recognition because my mom is definitely famous now.
You weren't looking for your daddy. You ain't saying nothing about your daddy.
But my dad is like one of those people, man. He's the reason I am.
He's
how I
that
am.
guy.
He's level key. He never panicked. He's big on just community work. He started a nonprofit when I was like 8 or something like that.
Okay.
Men of Central, shout out to them. And honestly, man, he honestly built me to the person I am today. And my mom just got all the credit for the video for sure.
Why is that? Why do sports people do that? Y'all always say hi, mama, knowing like the comedian said, knowing your daddy is the one that took you in the backyard and made you run to him and he knocked your ass down and you started crying, but he picked you back up.
You know what's funny? Like that video, it was honestly like a genuine. I was looking for my mom.
Oh,
it wasn't like I was like,
faking.
oh, I'm mic'd up or anything like that. It was my mom wasn't supposed to come to that game, and then my sister was like the morning of like mommy came, whatever, and she's thinking I'll come to the game. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get the tickets. Like I got her the tickets. And I didn't really know exactly where she was at. Our family section is kind of like a big area. So I'm like, all right, first quarter, it started. I'm like, all right, I'm going to find my mom. Like, where's she at? And like everybody knows, like I love my mom. I'm a mama's boy for sure. And the whole game, it was just like, we're winning. I'm excited. But I'm just like, where's my mom at though? Like, and we were like a bad team that year. And it was like one of those things of, we're winning. So I want her to see this. Like, so where's she at? And when that came out, everybody just, went crazy for it.
Hey, like with black folks, we know you serious when your octaves get higher. And that's when I know you're serious. You're like, bro, where my mama?
Yeah. Very serious.
I love it. So you mentioned, I know you do a lot for your community, but you mentioned your dad has a nonprofit. Do you have a nonprofit?
Yeah, so I have one, Expanding Land, based out of Cleveland. We do a lot of things from working with Microsoft before, just doing different programs. I throw a summer camp every year at my high school. Now that I'm back in Cleveland, I'm trying to just expand and do more as much as I can. And it all started from my dad, man. We, since I was young, it was always, we're blessed, so do as much as you can and give back. And that's always been my approach. Is no matter what I do in life, I always want to, reach back and help the people that wasn't brought up like me. So
Yeah.
it's kind of just ingrained in me. That's just what I do.
I love it.
I love that.
Hooter, let's talk about the things that you're doing, because both of you guys are extremely, extremely humble. So, and I love that. And so, if y'all don't start bragging on yourselves, man, I'm gonna start.
I swear,
doing it for
because
you.
look,
what I'm saying?
I like to talk crap and stuff. So I this morning I was like, bro, what would happen if you lined up against me? You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking, and I looked over at Baker. I'm like, bro, you look like you're on a 4.9 right now. He was just like, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
I was like half asleep still, but yeah.
No, man. So that's actually when he was speaking, I'm like, man, me growing up, I grew up in Parma, Ohio. So it's like a suburb inside of Cleveland. And most people, you would think that when you live in Parma, it's like it's all good. So I grew up and I'm thinking, never knowing that I lived in the Section 8, community.
Yeah.
And it's because of my mom. My mom always made sure, I was fly, always had the best of the best. And I didn't know until one of my friends growing up, he's like, man, we pay like $75 for rent. And I'm like, oh, really? I never like seen any bills or anything. So I ended up asking, I'm like, you think I pay the same thing? They're like, bro, like if you live in this community, like your rent is $100 or less.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm growing up and I'm like, all right, well, maybe we just pay a little bit more because we always had the nicest things. So I started to create this humbleness inside of myself because I became more aware of, my surroundings and what I could do for the community when I got to where I'm at today, or, whenever I was able to reach a certain success. So just growing up playing football, I was always more aware because I understood that football wouldn't always be there. Even if I did make it to the pros or anything, I had to understand who I was as a person too, because a lot of people, they get to that point in life and they don't know who they are after. So that's something that I always try to support my friends with, my family with, like, just remain humble. And creating that foundation allowed us to just like be who we are today. And like I said, growing up, playing football, elementary school, middle school, high school, was always the best athlete. And then getting a scholarship to play, a full ride scholarship to play. That for me, football was just like, that was the thing, but then it was like, all right, I got kicked out of school. I had a kid in college. So then I got kicked out again. So it's like, all right, what now? My best friend started to do Herbalife and I seen him becoming more positive and I seen what was happening. He was like transitioning into this person that, it looked great. Being around him felt great. So that's what I wanted to become. So then at that point, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do Herbalife for the income. But then I realized that it was actually just the community that was needed, like I talked about in the beginning. So the community aspect helped me understand that you need more positivity in your life. You have to become someone. You have to transition. You have to change, evolve into a different person so that you can become a value for, the people around you. So, that's where we are today. That's the main thing that I try to wake up every day and give to my people, is just like being of value, and that's supported with the income, with the, the success, all of those things.
Yeah. My brother always, my little big brother is what I call him, TJ the Mayor, because he always gives me, I feel, better advice than I give him, right? But one of the things that he always said is, invest in people and invest in relationships. And if money is to be had from that, it will be there when you need it.
Right.
So I was like, that's always been a really dope concept. And you're still being humble because you are in the nutrition business.
Yep.
You are in the top
1%.
top 12% or
Yeah, top
something.
1%. Something.
Yeah, exactly.
Something crazy like
That's
that.
what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You are in the
top
top 1%. Like you are in the elite of that organization. And you're how old? 27.
27. Yeah,
27
I did
years
it when
old.
I was 24.
24.
Yeah.
So you've been in the top 1% for 3 years.
Yeah.
Talk about that, young brother.
And real
like
quick,
you are like what? I think sometimes like people like they look at Jeff or they look at people like you and they go, oh well, you opened up a store. That's really cool. You're making good money, but they don't realize like everything else, the grind, the hustle, what you had to put into that
The
to
vision.
get to that level.
Yeah.
Like when I found out Jeff was selling Herbalife products for like 8 years, I was like, well, damn. In my mind, he just started selling them a year ago, opened up a store, and he's doing great, successful, great dude in the community. You know what I mean? So talk a little bit about that kind of struggle so that people know, especially kids know, that it's not just everything's not handed to them. Like you gotta grind and hustle for that.
Yeah, that was real quick. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's like the big thing is like people think when they can't wrap their mind around entrepreneurship, when they're in like that 9-to-5 mindset, a lot of people think that you get hired into a position like that, and that's just not the case. There wasn't nobody that you knew that said, "Oh, I can plug you in." Like you didn't go to Jerome when he got into the league and say, "Hey, talk to this person." It was like, no, you grinded. So like, talk about that a little bit, you know?
So just hearing that, like I never had a 9-to-5 mindset. I never wanted for someone to tell me when to do something or, you know, how to do. Well, actually, not even how, but just like when. That for me was just like so unattractive. So I created this thing in my mind where I told myself if I was able to ever be in a position to have, you know, success and create my own like lane, I was going to have to bring what I understood growing up into the entrepreneurship, you know, lane. So I told myself that, you know, if I can become a value early on in this business and make Herbalife like fun and make it look like it's like the best thing when it comes to nutrition and fitness, then I understood that I would eventually reach a point of success to where, you know, I'm at today, you know, the top 1%. But the top 1% of Herbalife, man, it's hard. It's a long grind. Like it takes people average of 13 years to get to that point, you know, and it took me like 3.5. So it is a constant hustle, a constant every day, 24/7. Like you cannot let up, you know what I mean? And people take days off, you know, and for me, it was like, that wasn't an option. Like I just didn't have that option because I had nothing else to fall back on, like literally. So this was the plan A. There was no plan B. And you know, when you think like that, when you operate like that, you're going to get the results that you want, you know? So a lot of people, they'll take Herbalife in a sense, or, you know, something like this and they'll like play with it. They'll treat it like a hobby. Yeah. But you can't treat it like that. You can't treat your business like a hobby. You know what I'm saying? So, just like moving in that way and putting that into my mind, like really immersing myself inside of this Herbalife nutrition like experience. That's what helped me today for sure. That's what helped me get to that point.
What about you, Jerome? You real quiet over there. Like you can jump in anytime. Like this. You know,
he's been there. He's been watching. You know, he's always supported me from the beginning. So that's a big thing too. Having that support along the way, like it really helps out a lot. You know what I mean? Just having that moral support.
Yeah, I think like for me, man, it's, you know, I have my own success, you know, with football, and that's, you know, it's fun, it's cool for sure. But what the cool thing about Hooter, man, is, you know, he had failures early on, and he just never quit. Yeah. And that's like one thing for me is just so inspiring. Like you always hear about guys that stop playing football and their life just takes a turn for the worse. And, you know, he took a turn. It was like, man, I remember the talks we used to have. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to keep going and figure it out. And that's just always been his approach. He just never quit. He just kept going. And I'm going to say that for a lot of my friends. Like a lot of them, they stopped playing football or they stopped doing something and they just kept going. And I always say, like, the people around you, you know, can tell you how successful you're going to be. And, you know, like my friend group, like my core friend group, we all in our own different avenues, but we all do something great in that field. And we all push each other to be the best person we can be. We all have those uncomfortable conversations of if you're doing something that we know that's not right, we're all going to get on you. It's not going to be just one thing. And we all took that approach of, you know, if my brothers are saying something to me, they are just trying, you know, they want the best out of me. So we're not going to just sit there and just let it, you know.
It got to be like
get
that.
Worse.
It has to be like that. Because if not, that's when you start to let things like seep in and, you know, get into the cracks. And, man, like you get one. What they say, like one bad apple can spoil the whole. You know, make it all rotten. So that's one thing that we take pride in is like, you know, like for me, mental health is one of the biggest things. So I'm gonna be starting a mental health podcast pretty soon. Have y'all up there, but you know, taking care of our mental health, like that's my next thing for us as a group, because like my homie Lamar, he has his own clothing line right now, and he's the first person in our group to do that, becoming successful in that. You know, you got the sports lane. My cousin does fitness and workouts. You know, I became an entrepreneur with the, you know, nutrition. So it's like you got to have that in your group. You know, you got to have that equal. Everybody has to equal each other out at some point. So,
yeah, I know. In our last podcast, a friend of mine, Kim, kept saying mind, body, and soul. Like you have to have everything. And, you know, I listen to a lot of books and talk to Jeff a lot. Excuse me. And so, like, I've really started to try to put that in focus over the last, more so, few months. But it's wild because, like, you guys talk about community and you talk about friendship and things like that. I'm 51 years old. And, like, my core group of people that I hung out with, dead, in jail, or super successful. There's really no in between, right?
Yeah, there isn't.
And so it's like, that's wild to me. But, like, I had a child at 15 years old, went through high school, went directly to nursing school. I've been a nurse for 30 years. So my mindset was always be the best nurse that you can be, get the experience you can get, because I'm always going to have a job to take care of my family, right? You heard what I said? I'm always going to have a job
That's good.
To take care of my family.
Yeah.
Since I met this guy, we've talked more about entrepreneurship. I have an entrepreneurial mindset, I always have, but I feel like, and it's not a bad thing, that I stifled myself because I was only concerned about taking care of my children. So now that their asses is grown and out, I can take those risks, those chances. I can take money that I've saved. I can take my 401k. I can take these little things and then start looking at how can I create generational wealth or create generational opportunity. I have 2 grandchildren, and I tell them all the time, like I teach them the entrepreneurial mindset, but I also tell them they have to work for it. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to keep pushing that, right? And so like my youngest son, Dylan, his podcast will be jumping off soon. What's the deal with Dilly Deal? I got you, brother. I just, you know, I'll tell him, hey, you know, if you save X amount of dollars, I'll match this percent.
Yeah.
At first, he didn't really understand that until it's like he brings you a $5 bill or a $10 bill, and I give him $5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh,
That makes sense.
cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes, like my oldest grandson, he want a pair of Jordans or whatever. Bro, you got to come to the crib. You got to get out in the yard. You got to do some work. You done? Everything done? Okay, boom. Here's your money. Now give me half of that, because, see, now you're going to invest that with me. Then when he comes over and does something the next time, then I pay him double. Well, that's just interest off your money that you gave me.
Yeah,
You know, just trying to teach him a little bit, you know, little bits and pieces.
That's where it starts at, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think one thing you said that was interesting. You said generational wealth and generational opportunity. I think a lot of people don't realize is like everybody's not going to be wealthy and rich. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean you're not going to be rich. You might not be rich monetarily, but having the opportunity is also just as much important as having money. I think like the cool thing for me is like seeing like, I might not be able to get everybody rich around me, but the opportunity to better themselves is also just fulfilling. You know, if you're doing something you love and you're happy and you're taken care of with your family, everybody's just in the right space. That is way better than being rich and being an a-hole. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I think that was one cool thing you said, and that was definitely interesting.
And I kind of adopted that mindset because I've seen people, you know, people I grew up with, went to high school with, their parents had, you know, Uber money, and so they get a big trust fund and they're out in the islands partying. I see them now, their parents are gone, they're 50 years old and they have nothing because they've thrown it all away.
Yeah.
And they don't have any skills.
Yeah, most people are living in the now too. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's living in the right now. versus the generational wealth and opportunity. That's like, what can I do right now that's going to set XYZ up for when I'm gone, and then they still can live off of the name, live off of the income, live off of the respect. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like the life that we're creating right now is not for us. It's not at all. It's for our kids, our grandkids. And a lot of people don't understand that. That's similar to what you're saying. I'm honestly becoming more aware of like what life really means like right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think, all three of you gentlemen are powerful, impactful people and your mentors. I joke all the time, but I'm dead ass serious that Jeff, I tell people Jeff is one of my mentors. And I'll be like, Jeff who? And I'll be like, Copi. And they'll be like, he's like half your age.
Yeah.
So what? I learn from this dude every day.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he learns from me too.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm learning from him. When we have our conversations and things like that, we learn from each other. Like, don't set yourself up to say, well, I can't hear what this guy is saying because he's just a kid.
Right.
Right.
As the OG said, he's just a kid.
Yeah, man. Life is an energy exchange. So I learn from my daughter every day. Like, I look at her and I'll watch her and I'll have conversations with her to try to learn, because life is an energy exchange. So it's like, we'll talk about this all the time. Like, man, we need energy. I need your energy. And it's like, okay, it's an exchange. It's a constant exchange. And if you don't have that with the people you're interacting with, it becomes like dead, and then it's like, then there's no life. So that constant energy exchange to where it don't matter how old you are, what color you are, but if that energy is right and you can constantly create that exchange, that's a great relationship.
That is what's up. Jeff, you every time I talk to you, like, you don't stop talking.
Yeah.
But today you all quiet. What's going on?
Just absorbing like everything, just hearing it, Yeah, I think like bouncing over like back to like the entrepreneurship or to the league, like I see so many people now that, like, for example, they sign up for Herbalife or they start a business and they think people are supposed to just come, or they play football and they don't think that they have to put in the extra hours because maybe they have a little name or maybe they whatever. Just touch real quick, like, what does your guys' like, when you're in grind mode, when you're in season, when you're, going for, like for us, we call it cuts or something like that. Like, what does that look like for you guys? Like, how do you set up your days?
I think, like, for me is, as far as like setting up my day, that's the easy part, honestly. Mm-hmm. I think like the main thing is, if you don't know why you're doing something, it's no point of doing it.
Right.
Like for me, I understood, like, it started in high school. That was like the main thing. I wanted to be the best player in the state. That's what I wanted to be, and I knew what I needed to do, and why I wanted to do that. That was just for me. Like, I wanted to be that person.
Yeah.
So I understood, like, all right, to be that, I have to do this, this, and this. Mm-hmm. And did I have all the answers? No. Did I take some bumps and bruises? Yeah, of course. But the main part was, like, this is what I want. This is why I want to do it. I'm going to have to put in the work and do it. So I was willing to do anything and everything to do that. And I surrounded people around me that hold me accountable. Hooter held me accountable. Lamar, all my friends, they held me accountable of, man, if you're going to keep saying you want to be this person, we're going to keep being on you to be that person. So you have to do everything the right way. And, man, it just worked out for me. If you don't know why you're doing something, you're never going to really be truly good at it. So once you find that.
We talk about purpose all the time.
For sure. So.
Clarity is the foundation of that, though, because if you're not clear, then you're not going to know your purpose. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not clear on why you're doing something, and it's like you're lost. Like I said, a lot of people are out here and they're just lost. So
and some people do things just for the money. They think, if I do this, I'm going to make money.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that if you don't love it, if your heart isn't into it, you won't last long.
Right. Nobody's teaching that.
Yeah.
Though,
you might make a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Right. I had to tell my son one time, my oldest son, he was like, I'm thinking about going to nursing school. I was like, definitely not. He looked at me like I was crazy. Like, why would you not support me? You've been a nurse and blah, blah, blah. That's not you. That's not your heart. That's not your purpose. I said, you love building things. You love doing this. I said, what do you really want to do?
That's good.
And he was like, well, I would love to be a carpenter. Well, what you waiting on?
Yeah.
Figure it out. Yeah. What you need to do. Handle your business. Now he's a carpenter working on his journeyman's certificate or license or what you call it, and he loves it.
Yeah.
You know, he gets a little cocky sometimes, and he feels like he's doing more work than a 50-year-old guy next to him that's been a carpenter for 30 years. But I got to tell him, bro, it's time. You got to put in some time.
One thing about Herbalife that they always say is like you're not going to get paid for the work you're doing right now, but that will show up, years down the line. So when I first started Herbalife, my first goal was I just want to make $1,000 because I started off Herbalife with zero. I had to borrow money to start my distributorship, borrow money to go to my first event. So I'm like, okay, I just want to make $1,000 a month because the most I ever made was like $3,000 a year working at a part-time job. So I said $1,000 a month, and they always told me the work you put in now, you'll see that like the income will come in, a year from now. So then it went from 1,000 to 2,500, 2,500 to 5,000. I'm like, all right, boom. Then I opened up my first brick and mortar. That was 10,000. So it's like the work that he's putting in now, he's going to get paid from now in the back end. You get what I'm saying? Yep. But it's about the intention. It's about the clarity inside of the work. It's about the passion. So I told myself, if I can't wake up every day, Herbalife was not cool when I first started.
No,
it was not
wasn't.
cool. So when we talk about the entrepreneurship and the cuts and all that, if I'm not clear on what I'm going for, so if my vision is foggy, then you will not reach that point to where you want to get to. And I told myself, if I don't wake up passionate every day about Herbalife, it's over with. You get what I'm saying? Because nobody else is making it as cool in this area as I want it to be.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So the passion is the main thing. Like if he wasn't waking up passionate playing football, it's over with.
Right.
He's gonna become one of those guys that just fall off the radar.
Yeah.
But I always told
He's
him,
just a snapper.
yeah. Whatever it is though, So you could be a janitor.
Yeah.
Right.
You could be a doorman. It's like if you ain't passionate about opening up that door.
Yeah.
Right. You kicking people in the legs when they walk
Yeah,
through.
right.
You're not gonna
right.
last that long.
That's if you don't got the smile on your face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. We want to be the best. We want to be the best of the best. So
Yeah. So they say like NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah.
Right? For most guys. But you've been in this for 5 years, going on 6.
Yep.
Averaging over 100 tackles, correct? A year.
Yeah.
Got a couple tutties in there.
Got one. Yeah.
Got one? Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And really not showing any signs of slowing down, but we see these great people that were amazing in college or amazing in high school, and they get to the league and it's like they just can't figure it out. And we talked about this a little bit, but like touch on it. Like, what's the big difference between college and the league?
I think a lot of people get caught up on the physical aspect of the game. People just assume that guys are faster or stronger or bigger. No, these guys in college are literally the same size as us, if not bigger. Mm-hmm. The main thing, just with anything, we already talked about it, is the mental part of the game.
Yeah.
Right? The mental part of the game always is going to trump the physical part.
Yeah.
It's a lot of guys that are bigger, stronger, faster than me, but I can just outthink them. So it doesn't matter what you run or what you lift. So if you can mentally be involved in something, like you can really be ahead of that, it don't matter. It honestly don't. Those guys that we have rookies or guys, I've been here 5 years. There's been plenty of guys that come in and they run faster. They bigger than me at linebacker. All the tangibles, they're just better.
Yeah.
But mentally, they can't mess with me at all. Like, it's not happening. I can line up and I already know what the offense is going to run. So it doesn't matter how fast I am.
Right.
I know eventually you're going to have to come to this gap and I'm going to be here. So young guys they're just trying to figure it out. I don't know what to do.
Right.
That part is what separates those guys from, oh, you're good, to like, oh, no, you're elite.
Yeah.
And just the moment you start having, like, when I have that moment of like, all right, mentally, I can't hang. That's the moment like, all right, it's time for me to hang it up now.
Go to snapper. Go to
like now, but like right now, man, it's that mental part that's my edge. It's not me being fast or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I understand that. Oh, this formation, I've seen this a million times. I know what to do. Oh, I know this coaching staff, so I know what they're trying to do. I know they're more of a stretch team. Whatever it may be, that's the part that separates, a lot of guys. And, people just think, oh, he's a fast, strong guy. He's going to be great in the league. That's not
Right.
reality at all. So
Yeah, I talk about that a lot with him. When people ask me about him, I'll be like, man, he's just smart. He's great as an athlete, but if you can outthink somebody, you're gonna know what they're like. You're gonna know the play. You're gonna beat the guy to the spot. You know, that's what he's great at. So it's like he's fast. You know, they say, you know, he's not that strong, but it's like, yo, he's gonna beat this dude to the spot. He's gonna make the play, and that's like a life thing. If you can beat yourself to this spot, you're gonna make the play every time.
Right.
Being ahead, you know. So something we talk about, me and my best friend Abdul in the building, we talk about just being, you know, one step ahead, you know, because then you're gonna always you can't lose in that. You can't lose. Literally, you can't lose.
Right.
You know, don't get, you know, too far ahead, but
Right.
and I think like a lot of people, you know, come into the league, their goal is to get to the league.
Yeah.
You know, like if your goal is to get to the league and you get there,
What you
that's
gonna do
it.
once
Like,
you get
that's
there?
all you're gonna
Yeah.
do.
Talk about
And,
that. Talk about
Man.
I think like for me was my goals change constantly. Like they just constantly just keep evolving. And in reality, it's like I make them so high. It's like even if I fall short, that was still pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my goal for a while was just like, all right, let me just get to the league. Let me just get there. Then when I got there, I remember draft day. When I got that phone call, I was hot. Like, quick story. It was the second day in the draft, you know, this first day, second day, whatever. So I'm in there. My whole family's here. My old coaches, friends, cousins, everybody's there in my mom's house. And I'm sitting there watching the TV, and these guys are getting drafted before me, same position. I had better stats. I just knew I was better. So in my head, I'm like, all right, they're just trying to play with me at this point. Like, I'm happy in the sense of I know my name's going to get called, but I'm hot. Like, this can't be real. So, you know, the phone call comes. Of course, I'm happy and all of that. And I remember after everything was done, I was just so emotionally, like, just drained. I went to sleep.
Yeah.
Probably like an hour or two right after the call. Like,
I seen that look in his eyes.
it was like,
seen
I'm
that look.
hot. Like, I'm here now. So now I got to prove that, I belong here. So my goal was like, all right, you got to the league.
Yeah.
So now I want to be a starter. I want to be a starter in my rookie year. So when I came in to the Dolphins, it wasn't, I'm trying to be cool. I'm just trying to make the team. No, I'm trying to take your spot, and I'm going to let you know I'm trying to take your spot.
Right.
So once I got that, it was like, all right, I'm a starter now. Now what? All right, now I want to be the best guy in this division. So that was my goal of like, all right, let me just try to be this person. And then it was like, all right, now I'm in the talks of you one of the best linebackers in the position.
Right.
All right, now I want to get my second
Steps.
contract. Like, this is my second year. Like, reality is, you know, your average, you know, career in the league is 3 to 4 years. So, all right, now I want my second contract. So, like, every year was like a constant, like, let me get better and better and better and just want more and more and more. But, like, what I realized was, like, my dad used to always say this, but I never quite understood it until I got to the league. It was like, football is a vehicle. It's not a destination. So, like, once I learned that, it was like, all right, this is year 5. Reality, my goal is to play till I'm 30.
Yeah.
Once I'm hit 30, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'm halfway here. I can't prepare for after football when it's already over with. So why not just get a little, you know, head start?
Yeah.
Why not take this internship to Under Armour? Or why not start this investment? Why not invest in your friends? Why not do these type of things? And that's really been my goal now. It's like, I'm successful in my own right in football, but I know it's going to come to an end, so why not start now? That's why I'm doing so much things outside of football just to, you know, see what that happens. And now I understand, like, football is going to end, so why not prepare for that? And
What's
I
next?
want to be successful. I don't want to be just Jerome Baker, the football player, and super successful in football, because that's reality only till I'm 30.
Right.
30 to 80, what else? Like, what else you going to do? So that's just always my mindset of, guys get stuck on like the destination of the league, but that's only like 10% of your life. So what's next?
Yeah.
Like,
Very quick.
Yeah.
I used to
That's
ask
just
them
goals,
after every game, like, what's next? Like what we on next? Like, what we doing next? You know what I'm saying? We had a great game. What's next?
Yeah.
Because we can't stay there for too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
it's
great,
you know, one thing that you spoke on was just being happy getting into the league. Right? I feel like kids are like that right now, like in middle school. Like, it's my grandson. Like, I think I get on him all the time because I think he's just happy to make a team. You know, he didn't make this travel team, and then he didn't make this travel team. So then he gets with a team that picks him up, and he's just happy he made that team.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like I love what you said. Like he needs to get in there. People need to get in there and go, okay, now I made the team. What's next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like whose position or what position do I want and whose position do I have to take?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not, oh, well, you know, Jimmy's been playing shortstop for 2 years, so I guess I'm just going to go ahead and play second base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
And that's just like that competitive side of people. Don't get me wrong though. So I learned this in college. Shout out to Ohio State. It's this 10-80-10
You gonna keep
rule.
shouting them out, aren't you? I ain't mad.
What's crazy is like y'all said something earlier, so now I gotta keep saying it. I usually say that this is a Meyer thing, but he always they talked about this 10-80-10 thing, right? The 10 is that bottom 10. We don't even discuss those people. Like they're that 10% that they're going to do everything wrong. They're just not the whatever. The 80% is the average. That's what pretty much everybody does.
Yeah.
That other 10% is that elite.
Yeah.
That is like those are the people that leads everything. Those are the people that's successful. Those people that's has all the money. Those the type of people you want to be. And I think a lot of people are just comfortable being in that 80 of just like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like I'm cool with just being around everything. And when you find those people that's like that 10%, even if you're not that 10%, everybody's not going to be that 10%. But if he is, and we're all 80, and we see him doing great things, we just naturally just want more. That's what people want.
Right.
Like, that's just in our nature of we want more. So if we see that, it's like, all right, what I got to do to be that?
Right.
What I got to do to be that? So now you look at it, it's like, all right, now we're all 10. So now we see him. Oh, he wants to be. He's around us, so he want to be that 10. So it's like you just keep taking that approach of if you just keep bringing people with you, and keep learning and keep trying to be elite, eventually we all going to be like that.
Yeah.
But just reality is like everybody's not ready for that reality of you're not a elite guy right now. So what are you going to do? Are you going to just be cool with just being average, or you're going to take that next step? So
it's easy though, bro. It's easy to stay there though. It's easy to stay in that 80%.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
easy just to be
It's
like,
comfortable.
I'm good in this 80%. I don't want much more. And that's fine. That's fine for people, but that's not what we are on. And I don't think anybody in this room. So, we gotta have those people who are constantly working to get to that 10%.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose.
I love that because like I tell my people all the time, I'm like, they're like, man, how come you ain't doing this? Or how come you ain't doing that? I'm gonna be honest with you because I became comfortable.
Yeah.
I became comfortable. I know what my checks are going to be every 2 weeks, so I can budget my bills with that. I know how to save. I know how to invest now.
Yeah.
But now it's like you said, gotta have that power, that passion to take it to the next step. I'm 51, but if I have to work an extra 8-hour shift to take that money to put it over here, that's what if I really want it, that's what the hell I need to do.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's
And
like
how long too?
Yeah, I talk to Jeff all the time about my whole working career as far as like business. I've had multiple businesses, but I get like here, and then I self-sabotage, and then I drop down, then I go back up, then I get here again, then I self-sabotage, and now I'm back down here. Now it's just that time, even at 51, because it's never too late.
Yeah,
right?
never.
So it's like now it's like I can't wait to get here again so that I can go over that hill.
But guess what? One thing that is that you already been, you've gotten to this optimum level that you wanted to reach. So when you're doing the self-sabotaging, when you're doing the self-doubt, who around you, what does your environment look like that can remind you like, yo, this is who you are, this is the plan, this is where you want to be. So you gotta have those people around you, even at 51.
I got one now.
Exactly. And Jeff is that guy. Like me and my daughter's mom talk about this all the time. Like Jeff is like an angel. He's like a God. He's like a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because
don't you do this to me?
Just the
don't you do this
for real,
to me.
bro. For real. And this is something that I want to talk about. When I start my podcast, it's just like we have to start uplifting other men because we don't have the conversation enough that we're talking about like that self-sabotaging, bro. It can get bad. You know?
Yeah.
It can get really damaging to not be able to reach the destination of where we want to go in life. So you got to have those people around you at all times. You get what I'm saying? You got to be able to make that phone call. You got to be able to have the uncomfortable conversations because people will avoid that. And then you don't get to that point in life, right? So we gotta constantly be creating the relationships, and we have to constantly be becoming better so that we can add value whenever that time comes.
Yeah.
The energy exchange, like I was talking about, has to constantly be happening.
Yeah,
And I think like
huge.
a lot of men are like they're not comfortable with taking off that shield that we all just have. Like what I've realized is like my friends, I'm super comfortable with just like, yo, I need help. Like I'm just gonna be real with you. I need help. So like, how are you gonna help me? Like what can we do to help me? What can I do to help you? Like a lot of men have that ego of like, I can do it all on my own. I can just do it. I'm strong. I can do it. That's great, my dude. But this is life. It's going to be hard. So let's ask for help. Let's have that uncomfortable conversation of like, bro, I don't know what to do. What do you suggest? Like, how can we help each other? So you can always have that, speak positive to people, but you also got to be willing to take off your shield and, be that type of person. So that was just my little input.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like for me, and I know me and Jeff have talked about this, I have very few friends in my circle, right? And sometimes what I've learned is my self-sabotage is I go to these friends and they start telling me why it can't be done. And then it gets me in that mindset. Yeah. And not to say that they're not great friends. They're great friends. But I've learned that like I got to go somewhere else. Yeah. You can still be my friend, but when it comes to certain things, I can't talk to you about it.
Right.
Like, and don't be mad at me when you see me growing and I didn't come holler at you about it. It's all good.
But honestly, bro, like those people gotta go.
Yeah.
Like where I'm at in life, and I'm gonna tell you guys, it's like that right there is one of the most uncomfortable things, but it's comfortable because it's like I want to keep this friend, but they're telling me I can't do something.
Yeah.
Man,
you
can do whatever you want to do in this life, bro. Like no joke. Anything that I ever told myself about Herbalife, about life, it's all happened. Everything, every single thing that I ever wanted in life, I've obtained it. So when it's like you got the friend that's like, nah, I don't think you should do that, man. Especially if it's positive and you feel passionate about it and you're happy, you coming to me like energetic about it, man. Go do that. So we got to get rid of those people, bro. Yeah. God, you must.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I agree definitely. Like, it can be done because another human's done it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
100%. And like, how many people, like when you were coming up, right? How many people told you when you said you want to go to the league, like, no, that's not possible, or same for you, or I want to go play at college, or this is what I want. Like, we've all had those like teachers or whoever that just like didn't believe in us or whatever. And it's like, that's a pivotal moment because at that point you can choose, am I going to listen to this or am I not? And then next time some negativity comes, it's just noise,
Yeah, it is. It is.
But I think like we're hearing that with separated, like I think like the successful people and those people that's not, everybody's going to just say anything about you. If you do good, they're going to talk about you. If you do bad, they're going to talk about you.
Yeah.
I think as people give power to people that has no reason to have power with you. So like I remember it's a whole bunch of people was like, you're too weak, you're not this, you're not that, you're not big enough.
Yeah.
Who are you? Like,
right.
Your opinion has no effect on me.
Yeah.
Now, if my dad was to say something like that, I know for me that would have just broke me.
Yeah.
But you gotta give that. I have to give that power to that person. Like for me, I'm not gonna give anybody the power to just speak into my life.
Yeah.
So it's more of like you have to show me that you're doing great in your life. You're doing these steps I trust you to actually speak into my life. And before you just get into this, oh, this person is saying this and they're speaking down to me, everybody's going to do it.
Yeah.
Like I did a whole bunch of successful things and people still talk about me.
Right.
If I was a bum, they're still going to talk about me.
Right. Yeah.
It's more of like you got to watch on who you give power to.
Yeah.
Because that's a real thing. Like if I give power to you to speak negative into my life,
so good.
It's going to affect me negatively. So you just got to be careful doing that.
When you guys talk, I want to do I feel like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
know you
Like,
got
I
the
should
thing over there. I know you got something. Boom, boom, dropping the bombs.
Nah,
Yeah.
but we got to hit y'all with some horns. Or something. Hit you with some horns.
I love that.
That's love.
So, real quick, we didn't talk about this, but like, when did your guys? Because you guys just mesh so good. When did your guys' friendship start?
You wanna talk about it?
Yeah. You said we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so that happened. We was in high school.
Yeah.
It was more like a genuine, like, I knew a friend, then my friend knew
My cousin.
his cousin, then his cousin kind of introduced. We all just kind of like genuinely just started connecting with each other. Then we came up with this, we call it Stay Turned University.
Yeah. Because we all play football. And
Yep.
you know, we all was turned young,
Yeah.
you know, individuals. So
And the thing was like, it was Stay Turned, not like, oh, we're just having a blast and kicking it. It was
Yeah.
like we all turned in our own different lanes. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I was, speaking now, I was turned to football. You turned in the nutrition side. Mars turned in the bar, the clothing line.
Yeah.
We always kind of turned in our own different lanes, and it was like, we together, like, this is a university. We all learning and doing this together.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's just like where it started. And I think like we really kind of took off of, we was just genuine. Like, we was cool with having those uncomfortable conversations. Like, I used to
Early-
tell it was
early
like
on.
the small things, like, dude, Hooter, you can dress, bro.
Yeah.
I can't, like,
Yeah.
what you suggest. And that, like, taking off that shield of like that pride,
Yeah.
that opens up to more, opportunities. So those little things over the years, it builds and builds and builds. And now it's like, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna talk to Hooter about it. I
Yeah.
don't care what it is. I'm gonna talk to Mar or Mo, whoever my friends are. I'm gonna just have that conversation because over time we built that trust and that bond. So
Yeah.
I love that because I
started.
feel like vulnerability can create the best brotherhoods.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of men, like especially like alpha men, dominant men, we keep that, like you said, we keep that shield up, and we don't want people to know our flaws. But once I can be real with you as another like dominant guy, an alpha guy, if you're real with me, I can definitely open myself up and be real with you.
Yeah, 'cause
And if somebody can't, then that's not even somebody you want to even associate with.
And then it's like, how can
love
I help
that,
you
bro.
as a friend if
Yeah.
like we don't create that vulnerability, if we don't create that clarity, So for us, it was just like, man, I don't know what it was, but honestly, it was just like when me and him, it was nothing about football. It was just about who we are as people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like that genuine connection where it was like, all right, we gonna this is gonna be forever. Like this is not just I think you're gonna make it to the league or like college, but it's like, nah, man, like you my best friend. So whatever you go through in life or whatever we got to take on, we gonna do it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And I know that for the people that are watching this and you don't know these guys personally, like I can 100% vouch for them because I see it every time. Me and Hooter, we talk every day. You know what I'm saying? Multiple times a day.
Yep.
And everything that they're speaking, I can see it 100%. I love that, bro. And it's definitely helped me a lot too.
yes, sir.
So thank you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize it's a journey.
Yeah.
Like we didn't just get to this point. Like it literally started those little things in life that we took advantage of. At first it was just the dressing. Then he had the trouble in school, and it was like two different waves. Well, I was successful in college, and he just got kicked out of college.
Yeah.
How as a friend can I help him? You know what I mean? That was like my mindset was like, all right, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And everybody was saying like, dude, you just blew your opportunity. You just
Yeah.
did this. My thing was like, who? What's next, bro? You used to
Yeah.
always say this to me, like, what's next? What are you gonna do? And he mentioned ideas like Herbalife. We all have like Herbalife, bro. You just went from this to that. Like,
Yeah.
you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
But it was like, all right, who? If you're gonna do it, like, go hard at it. Like that's,
Yeah.
go hard at it. And that was like that. When I was saying like it's a journey of, it's just those constant steps of like bonding and getting better and now it's like we're kind of just reaping the benefit of
Yeah.
all those deposits we put in. Now we just benefiting
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah. I
Daily
love that.
deposits.
Yeah, I think I love just sitting back and listening to all three of y'all actually, because once again, I'm 51 and y'all talking like I have these same conversations with friends that I've been friends with for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's, you can really look back and reflect on some real situations.
Yeah.
But you guys have had the same situations just in a shorter period of time.
Yeah.
And what I love is you guys, obviously early on, just the key is uplifted each other.
Yeah.
So you never let each other fall. Really, you know what I mean? When someone started to fall, it was like you was there scooping them up.
You must
Nah,
be.
bro.
Yeah, you must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must.
So I love that, man.
Yeah.
And you got to realize, like, it's still life. So, like, yeah, we're the successful part.
Right.
But in our friend group, we had the bad too.
Right.
We had a friend that died. Reggie died, and that was a part of our friendship where we all was lost at one point. We didn't know what to do. The
But
one
you
thing we
uplifted
did know
each
was
other
like,
up
we
during
all
that
are
time,
broken.
so.
Let's all be together and just hold on to each other.
Yeah.
The same thing, you always hear about somebody go to jail. We have a friend that went to jail. But like I said, we all are in pain. We all gonna heal together. And that was like the part of like we always, took care of, was like, if we all going through something, we all gonna go through it together, and we all gonna just get through it together. And we always just kept that process of like, if this person going through something, all right, well, I'm not there. I was in Miami, so we need somebody to help them. Or if it's a problem and it affected all of us, we all need to get back to the city some way, somehow, and talk it out, do what we do, kick it in the basement or whatever it is, and
Yeah, that's
figure
dope.
it out. So
Yeah, get back to the basement.
it's always
That's
like,
dope.
if you build that foundation, that true foundation, it'll take you to great heights. And our foundation is always that true thing of like, our foundation was built, so now we can reach new goals, and now we're just benefiting from the the foundation we built. So it's working out.
Right. I love it too. I love how grounded you guys are. Like, it's crazy because I've told Hooter this before. Like, I used to watch him, in Herbalife and stuff, and like he was like the cool guy. He was, he hit the top 1% quick, all this stuff. And
He's still cool as shit.
he lied.
In my head, I'm like, he's still cool.
Right. Yeah. He's still cool.
I be on his gram, dog.
Right.
I be on
But
his gram.
he, and I created a limited belief, right? That was, he's probably an asshole. He probably, he doesn't accept new people in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Literally hit him up. He said, come out to Cleveland. Like, just the whole nine. Was just a super dope person, all the way around. And I couldn't believe it because that's the people I desire to be around.
Yeah.
And then same for you. It's like, we hear about athletes, like, and of course, like, it's super tough for you guys because everywhere you go, pictures, autographs, all that. Like, it's no time just to be a person, right?
Yeah.
But like, even you, like, you're just super nice, like, no ego to you, just, yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You might not talk a lot, but like, that's just you. You know what I'm saying?
I was like that. I was looking at the clock. I was like, they're supposed to be up here at noon. I was like, Jerome probably on some bullshit. He probably
yeah.
you know how them athletes are, dog.
Yeah.
No, like, of course, it's like, I have, the characteristics of that, regular athlete thing. But I think, like, for me, it was, I remember being on the other side of not being the athlete, not being the top guy in the room, and, not being that person. So I remember that. So when I get to this point, I never wanted people to feel like they're not supposed to be around me or they're not comfortable around me.
Yeah.
So, like, having that early, feeling of, in my friend group, I remember not being the one that didn't have the nice clothes or the nice cars, or I couldn't go out because my parents are older, so they couldn't give me money, or they didn't understand of, I want the new Jordans. Like, having that understanding.
Yeah.
So now when I'm at this point of like, I can do everything I want to do, I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm better than them or I'm something like that. Because when it's all said and done, if you really think about it, all I do is play football.
Right.
Like, it's a game. Like, all I do is just play a game.
Yeah.
And they just pay me to watch. They just pay to watch it. Like, that's really all it is. So, and for me, it's like, what game that's important or more important than life and relationships and things like that would truly matter. So,
Come on now.
once I realized that, was
preacher.
like, man, this is nothing. Like, all I do is play football. What you do is affect people's lives and do much more. Come on, bro. Your life is, it means a lot more than, oh, he's the football player. Let's give him all the credit. No, dude. I literally play a game for a living. Like, let's keep it real. So
I love that, bro.
you help with people's life and mental and their physical health, and that's a lot more beneficial than these guys. We just watch these guys kill each other on the football field. Like, come on. So
it's what you make it, you know. He could have made it to that point to where it's like, you know, I want to be like this. Like, I don't. It's the energy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's just how we move differently with energy. So that's what you're gonna pick up. You're gonna pick that up where it's like real nonchalant, real chill. You go around any other athlete and you come around us or, you know, our group of friends, and they gonna tell you like, yeah, y'all different.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, y'all a little different, you know.
said.
Literally, like, they'll be like, yeah, we be around athletes, you know, and they be like cocky or, you know, a little just
weird.
We don't do too much, you know what I'm saying? We don't do a lot. We just like to be us, have a good time, you know what I'm saying? Spread love, and let people understand who we are, so they can just see like, yo, we not no different. You know what I mean? So
you're correct, for sure. What you do though is you know how to keep somebody up way past their bedtime.
Yeah.
And I didn't even want to get into it on this podcast. But these boys had me up the last couple times I seen them.
yeah, I
You
posted
was
something. I posted
you was out
something
there in the
last night
streets?
about Travis Scott. He said it. He was like, man, everybody's fake during the daytime. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's like everything's real at night, but it's like you gotta feel it. It's not really just like the understanding it, but it's like I feel that. It's like at nighttime, that's when everything is like real. You get what I'm saying? Everybody, some people may be sleeping, some people may be up working. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's when shit's going on. You know what I'm saying? We outside.
Yeah, we outside. I love it.
Definitely outside.
Yeah.
So, what's next for you guys? Like, do you guys have any new business plans? Or you guys anything that you're looking forward to? Talk to me.
Yeah. So I bought a facility last year.
Okay.
It's a gym, spa, and it's a studio in the basement. And in the back, it's this big lot.
Okay.
And my goal is like to really build out a whole facility where you come and you can work out, you can do music. I want to have STEM programs in the summer where eventually kids can come and take these week programs and they get a credit for Cleveland State or something like that.
Love that.
Honestly, like my real inspiration is what LeBron did, you know, with his, you know, school, and kind of have that place of you can come and really just grow and be around like-minded people. You can build yourself physically, you can build yourself mentally, spiritually, in all different avenues of your life. You just constantly keep growing. And that's kind of like been true to my heart of like, you know, I know this football thing is going to end, but I also love the part of football really helped me in a lot of different ways other than just the physical part.
Yeah.
So I want people to have that type of thing, but not actually play football.
Yeah.
I know like a lot of athletes, they throw a camp or something like that, and it's kind of unfair because all you really speaking to is people that play football. Yeah. So that's unfair to the, you know, the beautiful women in this world that can't play football and they're just not capable of doing it. Mm-hmm. What do you have for them?
Yeah.
So my thing was like I wanted to go back home. That's pretty much why I, you know, moved back to Cleveland this off season. Go back home and really just work on that and see how can that my dream help other people. You know, I want to have that facility where we can have Herbalife products. We can have my brother's a trainer. He can train at my gym and just kind of just build that facility out. And of course, and you know, I want to do the residential properties and stuff like that. But I said like this one facility, like that's like my next goal. I really want to get popping.
That's your baby.
Yeah. Plus the opportunity. Like that's
and
like,
it's not about money for me. Like you know, I made a good amount of money myself, you know, on the field, but
couple bucks.
I definitely want to do something where it's like, no, this is my baby, and I can really help a lot of people, you know, benefit from it, and just give a lot of different opportunities to people. I feel like a lot of people, if you don't have the opportunity, you can't even really benefit and be successful. So I just want to expose people to you know, a lot of different things, use all my different resources from playing in the league and bring it all together and see how many people I can help doing that. And honestly, that's worth more than money. That's worth more than anything. So
it is.
That's one thing I'm definitely passionate about.
Man, I love it.
Genuine.
Yeah. For me,
Hooter just want to be in them streets.
yeah, I do though, because you got to be in the streets to know what's going
That's
on.
facts.
You
Yeah.
have to be, and yeah, that's true. I do.
Yeah.
You know, because I want to help people in the streets. I want to help people who are trapping. I want to help people who are entrepreneurs. I want to help people who don't have any other platform but what they're doing. So what I'm going to be doing next is starting a mental health podcast to create awareness for men specifically to come and we're gonna sage it out. You want to smoke, we're gonna do breath work, meditation. I'm gonna create an experience for men to feel safe and have the opportunity to talk about what they're going through in life and receive coaching. And we're gonna go through different courses to create a community to where people are constantly being uplifted every day, and we're going to take retreats, right? These are going to be things to really help the world. So we're going to start small. I'm going to start small. We're going to do it in Cleveland. And that's my next big thing, this mental health podcast. That'll be coming, in the next couple months. And then I'm starting a clothing line called Family Forever. And that's basically just going to be an opportunity for people to express themselves through fashion. For like different fathers are going to be recognized. We're going to have different just like collaborations and stuff like that. But my main focus was for like fathers to be recognized, because we don't get that much recognition, and just giving them the opportunity to express themselves. We're going to have different like motivational quotes on the clothing and stuff like that. So those are my next two things. And also something I'm very, very passionate about is shipping container homes. So I'm working on some right now, looking at some land, start some shipping container homes, build those out, because those are like really dope, really, cost efficient, but they're luxurious, exclusive homes. So those are the three things that I'm gonna be doing next, and I feel really passionate about.
I love it.
While getting higher inside of Herbalife too. Yeah, I got a great group, cultural group of people who are coming up inside of Herbalife. So I got to help them get to the top 1% too. So me right now being the youngest like Black Presidents team member in the world, that's cool, but like there's more, like there's more. So that's what's next.
Yeah.
Dope.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I can see all that stuff happening for you guys. And I'm excited to be with you guys along the journey, for real.
Yeah, we here, bro.
Anything that
Sure.
I can bring value in, for sure.
Yeah. So before we wrap this up, I ask this question a lot. So I'm going to ask you two gentlemen, as a DJ, what's in your current playlist?
I definitely say
Drake.
nah. Like I actually played it. Joey Badass, Written in the Stars.
Okay.
That's just like one song. It was like you can play and you can just hear like the swagger of like he's from New York, that area. Like when you play it, it's like, man, like your dreams are written and they're really alive and they're there. You just gotta like really chase and go after it. And it's one of those songs if you can play when you're in the gym, but you can also play when you just want to chill and just relax in the car and just ride. So I definitely say that.
Oh yeah, he got deep on me. I ain't think he was gonna get that. So you never know him, man. You never know.
Hooter, like Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares.
Music is like one of those things. It's like I really enjoy music because
Yeah.
it really shows like you can really express yourself. You can really connect with artists. Like that's why I love Drake. You can throw in Drake when you're sad. You can throw in Drake when you about to turn up. You can throw in Drake when you just broke up with your girl. Like that part of like he
Mostly
has
the
so
latter.
many different avenues. That's why I love Drake, and that's why I feel like he's the
Come on,
best.
talk to me.
That's why I said
He's the
yeah.
best ever. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's a
Drake,
great question, man.
Come through the pod. He done shouted you out. Now let's go.
Yeah, that's a great question because music definitely connects people. Like we'll play music and it's like, oh yeah, I know you feeling this track, or it's like what I'm saying, you heard what he said, like you heard that. So for me, man, I got such a wide variety of music. I'm gonna be honest, right now I'm on like the R&B vibes, like just like the real slow, like calm music that's like speaking about like just like the energy, the vibes, like that. That's really
Keith Sweat.
Nah, that's more
alright.
like the late night playlist. You know what I'm saying? yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
That's Midnight After Dark.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, nobody specifically, you know. Abdul, what you think? I mean, he be in the car with me all the time.
Yeah.
Mike. Oh, Mike Dot. Yeah, he got some good vibes.
Okay.
Where is he from? Mike Dot. I don't know. He's dope though. He's named Mike Dot on Apple Music. Look him up. Let's see. I'm gonna shout out. You know, one of my homies. He's a really good artist. Jay Harlem. He's from Cleveland. He got some dope stuff coming out. I've been listening to him a lot. But yeah, so just whatever I'm feeling at the time, you know, and whoever I'm with. That is what it really depends on. Whoever I'm with.
Okay.
Matching the energy.
Yes, that's what it's about. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Whoever I'm with is gonna be dependent on what type of music I'm playing. So from what I deal, you know, we got the Bad Bunny and Well Planned. And
Shout out Abdul real quick.
shout out
My man
homie,
straight
bro.
from Puerto Rico.
Yes,
Came here to
sir.
Monroe, Michigan.
Yeah, right hand man.
I could tell he got that Puerto Rican hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
My playlist?
Yeah. Just you can give me genre. You can give me favorite song. You can give me what you listen to over and over again.
I'll listen.
I don't really care what you listen to. You're just a co-host at this point.
Honestly, like I'm all over the place. You might catch me on country. I might go country, Lil Baby, gospel, back to Lil Baby again, Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Drake fan.
yeah.
Yeah. As a DJ, I'm listening to everything all the time. But like, I DJ a lot of weddings, so it's a lot of pop, and you know, so when I can just listen to what I want to listen to, it's not Drake. I do like Drake a little bit though. When he raps, when he sings, I ain't too much with it.
He can do both. He can do both really good. Like,
Yeah, I've been on like underground stuff more lately, underground hip hop, and then My Son, I've been on him a little bit. I just kind of reintroduced myself to Nipsey.
Yeah.
Because I started, you know, my brother put me on to him, and then shortly after he passed. And so I've been going into like more of the deeper old mixtapes and that kind of stuff. So just, and his mindset hasn't changed.
Nah,
You
I
know, it's
remember
the same.
when you was in getting drafted in training, I was playing the victory lap.
Yeah.
When we was out in Tampa, and you know, a couple years later, I was actually in my nutrition shop when I found out. So I was just like, dang, like, you know,
Yeah.
what a coincidence, you know what I'm saying, that could happen right outside your spot. So
They say that's where it's gonna happen if it's gonna happen. It's gonna be close where you're comfortable because you let your guard down.
yeah.
So yeah, all right, fellas, man, this has been an amazing podcast. I know we got to get up out of here, but man, it's been just a pleasure and a blessing, man, to talk to you young brothers, and your humbleness just is radiant, right? Because you say so much, you do so much, but you're just so chill. You ain't like my man Jeff over here always look at me kind of dude. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this though, like yeah, we're humble. Yeah, we do, you know, try to do the right thing, but it's all about balance.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know, I've been in Miami for 5 years, so I know the other side of like, I love to kick it.
Well,
I love
know
to
you
party.
gonna,
I love to
I know
have
you're
fun,
gonna take
so,
me out. I know you're
I
gonna take
know-
me out. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people always think like,
you gonna fly me out.
I'm
Pause.
definitely one of the people of like, you know, like I try to do the right thing, but I also know like you're gonna definitely catch me outside. So
How about that?
Out there in them streets.
You can catch us outside.
it's all about
sometimes.
balance.
So I am your man DJ Big Mike.
Monroe Zone, Jeff Copi.
Hooter in the building.
I've always been waiting for this moment. I am Jerome Baker, Romy Rome on the track, you know what I mean? Last name Baker on Instagram, on Twitter. Checking me out. I got a mixtape coming out soon. Now,
Yeah, man. Follow me on Instagram, Hooter_Arya. You know, stay on the lookout for, you know, a lot of positive energy, good vibes.
Yeah, I definitely will be putting all your tags in the comment section and into
Appreciate
the
it.
what's it called? Little section.
handle.
Into the handle.
Yeah, we'll put it somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, thank you, fellas, and we are out.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Talk.